ज्ञान भक्ति और विश्वास मैत्री त्रिबीजपत्री चिंता चेतना और चिरंतनतार सहयात्री त्रिबीजपत्री।
Welcome everybody. Today we will study about the uses of phrases and clauses in English grammar. So first of all, we will discuss about the phrases. Actually, what are the phrases that we use in the sentences? Then we will come to know and discuss and study about the clauses, what the clauses are and their types, right? So first of all, I will tell you what the phrases are. The phrases are a group of words which are taken to be as a concept or as a unit in a sentence. In a sentence, there are so many phrases, one or more than one phrases are used in a sentence, but each phrase has a number of words, and this group of words is taken to be as a single unit in the sentence. So it is a phrase. So many types of phrases are there. Now I am giving you some example about the phrases. Okay? Walking sticks are necessary for the elders. So these are some examples. In each example, in each sentence, I can show you what are the phrases. Now come to the first sentence. A number of students are playing a new game. Who are playing a new game? A number of students. This is a group of words. A number of students is a phrase. So this is a noun phrase. Why? Because the head word of this group of words is the noun, that is the students. So a number of students, a group of words taken as a concept or taken as a unit. गोटे यूनिट भाव में निया जाए सेंटेंस रे, any unit part, and that unit is used as a subject of the sentence. A number of students, it is a subject. Subject गोटे unit. से unit एकाधिक शब्द रे गठित. A number of words, right? So the subject includes a number of words such as 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 words constitute to make a subject here, and these 4 words are taken as a group, or this group is taken as a unit in a sentence. That's a phrase. So a number of students are playing, another phrase, and in this phrase the main part takes the verb, so it is a verb phrase. Are playing, it is another phrase. A new game, a new game, it is another phrase, right? तेणु एकाधिक शब्द जदि एक प्रकार एक निर्दिष्ट अर्थ को प्रकाश करुथांती ताकू ही कुहाजिवो गोटे फ्रेज, शब्दपुंज से ताकू फ्रेज कहाजिवो. Now come to the second sentence. That handsome boy, that handsome boy. This is the unit. This is one unit of the sentence. That handsome boy. That handsome boy is a phrase, a noun phrase. Has come again. Another phrase. That is a verb phrase. Rama. It is not a phrase because it contains only one word. So more than one word haba darkar gote phrase गठन करिए. तो Rama is itself a noun. तेणु ताको नाउन फ्रेज कह आवश्यकता नहीं, केवल नाउन. राइट. Rama answer verb single word, me object single word in a peculiar way. How did Rama answer me? Rama answered me in a peculiar way. So, in a peculiar way starts from a preposition. So, this is a preposition phrase, prepositional phrase. Okay? Next sentence. Walking sticks are necessary for the elders. Walking sticks. This is a single unit of the sentence. So, walking sticks is a phrase. Are necessary for the elders. You may take here for the elders as a phrase or as a whole are necessary for the elders. मध्य तक गोटे फ्रेज करा जाय पारे. से फ्रेज टाक भांगी देले ता हम दुईटा फ्रेज होछ. कोन आर नेसेसरी गोटे फ्रेज होछ, फॉर द एल्डर्स ता हम गोटे फ्रेज होछ. आर नेसेसरी गोटे वर्ब फ्रेज हे जाउछ. फॉर द एल्डर्स जेहेतु स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द preposition for, so it's a prepositional phrase. Teno phrase ebe buchhela. Now come to know the classification of phrases. How many types of phrases are there and what are they? Okay. So now see, there are so many types of phrases, but among them we have chosen some 8 types of phrases we have taken. Mainly 8 types of phrases we use in the sentences, and they are 1. Noun phrase, 2. Verb phrase, 3. Gerund phrase, 4. Participle phrase, 5. Infinitive phrase, 6. Prepositional phrase, 7. Appositive phrase, and 8. Absolute phrase. Right? So these are the 8 types of phrases we generally use in the sentences, one by one. I will give some examples of each phrase. First of all, we take the noun phrase. In a noun phrase, what we find? Noun phrase is a group of words in which the head word of the phrase is a noun. For example, that tall boy is my brother. That tall boy is my brother. So that tall boy. This phrase is a noun phrase. Why? The head word of the phrase is boy, not that. What does it convey? Which meaning it conveys? Meaning होची सही डेंगा बालकटी. तो फोकसिंग कैरेक्टर हला बालक. तार एडजेक्टिव होची कोन ना डेंगा. ताको पॉइंट आउट करूची कि डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करूची कि ना दैट एपटे भी गोटे बालक अछि मो पाखरे दिस टॉल बॉय एंड दैट टॉल बॉय. तो दिस टॉल बॉय इज नॉट माय ब्रदर, दैट टॉल बॉय इज माय ब्रदर. So this is the indicator or the demonstrator. तेणु ये सबुगुड़िक शब्द मिसिले से बालकटी को बुझाऊँगी से डेंगा बालकटी को बुझाऊँगी। तो ये हूँ दैट टॉल बॉय इज द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ ए नाउन फ्रेज। Some other noun phrases. Now I am giving to you. Now see other two examples. A very big coconut fell from the tree. A very big coconut. A very big coconut. Noun phrase. My red balloon looks nice. My red balloon. Balloon is the noun. And the group of words my red balloon is known as a noun phrase. Right? So these are some examples of noun phrases. Now come to the verb phrases. See some of the examples of verb phrase. And those examples are: it has been declared unsafe. It has been declared unsafe. So has been declared unsafe rule has been declared. Verb phrase. Has be गोटे verb, been भी गोटे verb, declared भी गोटे verb. But ये तीनोटी जाक verb मिसिला परे गोटे unit को बुझाउछि. Unit part of a sentence. The population is rising very fast. Very fast ए दुटा वर्ड को ताको इनक्लूड करिले हबो न करिले बे हबो। काहे कि करा जीवो ना इज इंक्रीजिंग वेरी फास्ट। तो वेरी फास्ट ए दुटा एडवर्ब रिलेटेड टू द वर्ब फ्रेज से वर्ब फ्रेज सहित बा वर्ब सहित से माने जड़ित सेथि पई इज राइजिंग कले भी हबो गोटे वर्ब फ्रेज। इज राइजिंग वेरी फास्ट ये मध्य as a whole a phrase and it is a verb phrase. We shall have been watching TV then. We shall have been watching. Shall have been watching. This is a verb phrase. What a gerund is? When a verb plus ing acts as a noun, it is called a gerund. But a verb सहित ing जो हला परे, for example, walk plus ing, it is walking. And when walking is used as a noun, this verbal noun is known as a gerund. So gerund is a verbal noun. Gerund is a verbal noun. And strictly it is converted into a noun. A verb is converted into a noun when it is added with ing form. Right? Now, a phrase containing a gerund is known as a gerund phrase or a gerundal phrase. Right? A gerund phrase. Now, we will give some examples. I am giving some examples about the gerund phrase. See, walking in the morning is healthy. Walking in the morning. This is a phrase. It contains a gerund walking. Hello? Walking in the morning. This is the subject position. So, this phrase is used as a subject of the sentence. Walking in the morning. Now, the second sentence, running the races. Running the races is an athletic event. Running the races. This is a gerund and gerundal phrase. Now, making a noise. Making a noise is a bad practice. So making a noise, here making is the gerund. Okay? So making a noise is a bad practice. Now come to some examples of participle phrase. So here we see some participle phrases. So before we discuss about the participle phrases, first of all we have to know what are the participles. Participles are of two types. One is present participle and the another one is past participle. Present participles are the verb plus ing form. Past participle are the ed or en form of the verb. Suppose killing is the present participle. Past participle is the kill. Breaking is the present participle, but broken is the past participle. So, in a participle phrase, we generally take the past participles because the present participles which are used as nouns are known as gerunds. So, in the previous example, we have taken the present participles as gerunds. But in this case, we will take the past participles. The severely injured are sent to hospital. The severely injured. Injured is the past participle. And this past participle is the head word of this phrase. The unheard is sweeter than the heard. ଯେଉଁ ଗୀତ ଶୁଭେ ନାହିଁ ଶୁଣାଯାଏ ନାହିଁ ତାହାକୁ ହିଁ ଆମେ କହୁ ସେଇଟା ଅତି ମଧୁରତମ ସଙ୍ଗୀତ ମଧୁରତର ହେଇଛି ଯାହା ଶୁଣି ସାରିଛୁ ତାଠାରୁ ଆହୁରି ମଧୁରତର ଯାହା ଶୁଣାଯାଏ ନାହିଁ The broken and undone The broken and undone is not accepted ହେଲା so be broken and undone ये ହେଉଛି ଗୋଟେ phrase participle phrase. These are the examples of participle phrases. Here we see some infinitive phrases. Infinitive means 2 plus infinitive form of verbs. जो phrase रे 2 plus infinitive form of verb थिबो present थिबो सेही phrase रे हम कहबा infinitive form. To err is human. To be with you. To swim in the river. Right? To be with you is really remarkable. To swim in the river is not easy. So the underlined part are the phrases of infinitive category. Right? Here are some examples of prepositional phrase. He dedicated his life for the sake of the country. Preposition for and the phrase containing the preposition for is for the sake of the country. This is a prepositional phrase. Now, number 2, in a few moments. In is the preposition. So, this phrase, in a few moments, a rain stops. So, in a few moments is the prepositional phrase. Likewise, the man was lost in the darkness. In the darkness. The pilgrims camped at the hillside. These are the prepositional phrases in which प्रीपोजिशन इज टेकिंग द लीड अर्थात जो फ्रेज रे प्रीपोजिशन नेतृत्व नौथिबो द फ्रेज इज led by a preposition is known as a prepositional phrase, right? So appositive phrase is a phrase that is a group of words which defines a noun, noun को define करि थाए बा क्वालिफाई करि थाए जमिति मधु वन ऑफ माय कजिन्स हु इज मधु मधु इज वन ऑफ माय कजिन्स तो वन ऑफ माय कजिन्स मोर कजिन मान को भीतर जणे होची के ना मधु तो मधु को डिफाइन करूची वन ऑफ माय कजिन्स So, one of my cousins is an appositive phrase. Likewise, cricket, the most popular game. What is the most popular game? Cricket. So, the most popular game relates or represents the noun cricket. क्रिकेट जो नाम को रिप्रेजेंट करूची किए डिफाइन करूची किए ना द मोस्ट पॉपुलर गेम दिस इज द अपोजिटिव फ्रेज फॉर क्रिकेट द मोस्ट पॉपुलर गेम सी इन दिस वे गांधी जी द फादर ऑफ आवर नेशन द फादर ऑफ आवर नेशन मीन्स गांधी जी So, this phrase defines Gandhiji. Tanu, the father of our nation is an appositive phrase for Gandhiji. Okay, children? Now see children, some examples of absolute phrase. But before we give some examples, we should know what an absolute phrase is. An absolute phrase is a group of words having a subject but no action verbs. Now let us see. Their heads hanging down. The army soldiers apologized. Their heads hanging down. Mundo tolaku kari. Okay? Their heads ହେଇଗଲା ଯେ ତାଙ୍କର ସବଜେକ୍ଟ ହେଲା କିନ୍ତୁ hanging down it is not the action verb इटा action verb न ହେଇକିରି ଏକ ପ୍ରକାରର କ'ଣ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ନା ଗୋଟେ adjective verb form ରେ ରହିଯାଇଛି ନତମସ୍ତକ ହେବା So, their heads hanging down. This is the absolute phrase. It has this subject but no action verb. Her face between her palms. The girl wept. Her face between her palms. दुई पापुली तले मुह को मझे मुह को लुचाई रखी झीटी कांदिला तो द फेस बिटवीन हर palms this one is the subject position of the sentence रे बसी किंतु तार गोटा सब्जेक्ट अच्छी हेले तार एक्शन वर्ब ना Our team members, their heads high and arms up, shouted, "Long live India!" Our team members, their heads high and arms up, only subject, no action, verb. So, our team members shouted loudly. How did they shout? Now their heads high and arms up. Shouted loudly in India. So, their heads high and arms up. This part or this phrase is the appositive phrase. With this, we completed the kinds of phrases. Now children, we will discuss about a clause. First of all, we have to know what a clause is. So what is a clause? A clause is a group of words with a subject-verb combination. Clause is group of words and it has a subject-verb combination. One part of the clause is a subject and another part of the clause is a predicate. And the predicate part contains at least a verb. Okay? So this is a clause. Clause has two parts. It has two parts such as one subject and two predicate. So this is a clause. And the second thing is that every clause may be a sentence or a part of a sentence. It may be a sentence or part of a sentence having a complete sense. So, a clause may be a sentence or part of a sentence. आप टिके भलो भाबरे बुझिबा क्लज निजे गोटे सेंटेंस भी पारे किंबा गोटे सेंटेंस रो एक अंश हे पारे. It may be a sentence or part of a sentence and it has a sense or meaning. जेहेतु क्लज गोटे सेंटेंस तो तार गोटे मीनिंग अछि, तार गोटे अर्थ भावार्थ अछि. आउ क्लज ता भितरे आमे देखुछु it contains a subject and a predicate. That is why a clause has a finite verb and only one finite verb. If the group of words that may be a sentence or part of a sentence contains only one subject and one finite verb, it is known as a clause. Now some examples we see. Look at the examples. Ramu has a motorbike. Here in this group of words, Ramu is the subject, has a motorbike is the predicate. That is why. And has is one single finite verb. So it is a clause. Second one, Madhu is in class B. Madhu is the subject, is in class B. Only one finite verb is here. So, Madhu subject is in class B is the predicate. Asim and Anima are twins. Asim and Anima, this is the subject. Are twins, this is the predicate. तेणु जो ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड रे गोटे सब्जेक्ट थिबो आ गोटे प्रेडिकेट थिबो एंड इट कंटेन्स ओनली ए सिंगल फाइनाइट वर्ब दैट इज नोन एज ए क्लज. Okay children, now let's see how many types of clauses are there. In general, there are two types of clauses. One is independent clause and another one is dependent clause. Independent and dependent. So independent clause and dependent clause तार अर्थ होची गोटे होची स्वाधीन आ गोटे होची सापेक्ष. It depends upon other part of the sentence. Okay? अच्छा. तो independent clause जे निजे गोटे सेंटेंस एवं तार अर्थ पाई से आ कहा ऊपर डिपेंड करे ना. Every independent clause is a sentence, and in a sentence an independent clause is a must, and it itself has an existence. तार निजस्व अच्छी existence अच्छी तार स्थायित्व अच्छी, किंतु गोटे सेंटेंस रे केवल डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज को नेले सेंटेंस टा कंप्लीट होए ना. जो सेंटेंस रे डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज अछि ता भितरे से सेंटेंस रे निश्चय गोटे इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज थिबो, एंड डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज रो मीनिंग इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज ऊपर निर्भर करथिबो. नाउ सी, clauses are commonly divided into two categories. One is independent and another one is dependent. An independent clause is a sentence itself. Independent clause निजे गोटे sentence because it has a complete meaning. निजस्व तार अर्थ अछि. फॉर एग्जांपल, रामो plays cricket regularly. Tapan Maharana is a fine artist. Birds fly. So these are the clauses because each group of words has a subject and a predicate, and the predicate has a finite verb. Here Tapan Maharana is the subject, is a fine artist predicate, is the finite verb. Birds fly. Birds is the subject and fly is the predicate, and this predicate is a finite verb itself. Okay? So the predicate must contain one finite verb. That is why it's a clause. A clause has only one finite verb. And the second thing is that this clause doesn't depend upon any other part of the sentence to have a complete sense or meaning. It has its own meaning. It doesn't depend upon anything else or any part of the sentence. Now come to the dependent clause. Dependent clause is a clause which has no complete sense or no complete meaning. Yes, it is true that it has a subject and a predicate, but for a complete sense or for a complete meaning, it depends upon the other part of the sentence. That is another independent clause. Dependent clause. For example, that Rama is innocent is known to all. That Rama is innocent. Here Rama is the subject and is innocent is the predicate. So it's a clause. But that Rama is innocent, it doesn't convey a complete sense or complete meaning. Rama jane innocent अर्थात निरीह निर्दोष बोली, that Rama is innocent. Rama जे जने निरीह व्यक्ति तमन कौन इज नोन टू ऑल, यह समस्त को जने. तेणु ए पार्ट ऑफ द सेंटेंस ऊपर डिपेंड करूची दैट राम इज इनोसेंट रो मीनिंग. वेयर सीता लिव्स, सीता इज द सब्जेक्ट, लिव्स इज द प्रेडिकेट and it is the finite verb. So Sita lives is a clause, where Sita lives is also a clause, but it doesn't have any complete meaning. Nobody knows nobody knows where Sita lives. So where Sita lives ର meaning complete ହେଲା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟିଏ clause ଲଗେଇଲୁ ସେଟା ହେଲା nobody knows. It is the independent clause and it is the dependent clause. And dependent clause ର meaning ଟା संपूर्ण भाବରେ depend करे काहा ଉପରେ ना independent clause ଉପରେ. Though he is poor, he is the subject, he is poor is the predicate. That's a clause, no doubt. But though he is a poor, जदियो से गरीब, अर्थ कंप्लीट हैला नहीं. तेणु कौन करबा? He is honest. Though he is poor, he is honest. It is a clause. It is an independent clause. He is honest, the independent clause. Though he is poor, it is a dependent clause. Dependent clause ର meaning depend କରୁଛି କାହା ଉପରେ ନା independent clause. And that's it.